all. Testing out the kinks now. Just gonna give it a couple minutes to see if people show up. Hello, everybody. I was gonna give it a little bit of time to see what time is it. It's 2:59. So I'm gonna go ahead and start into who I am. My name is Donald Groves. I have a company called 86 Worries. I live in Charleston, South Carolina. Uh, and Solvolution is a program that I am putting together for balancing and taking control of our thoughts, then having control of our emotional body, and connecting to our soul. So evolving the soul in a sense. So Solvolution. With that being said, though, with Solvolution is the awakening process. So there's a lot of awakening going on in the world right now. And a lot of people are confused about this whole ideology of what awakening is. As people are lost in their thoughts, they're thinking that they're crazy. They're believing that certain ideas that they have are insane because they're awakening to this new program, to this new idea that that what they're doing is absolutely crazy. So what's cool about the Solvolution is my main tools are NLP, which is a neuro linguistic programming, but my other tool that I use is human design. So Solvolution, with my first week into the program, I use human design, do the human design chart for my clients. And when we do our human design, we can start learning who we are. So I guess today, going into a little bit about myself, like I said, I own a company called 86 Worries. And 86 worries, what that means is to 86 it, to get rid of it. Now, get rid of your worries because 90% of our thoughts aren't real. So what I do specifically with human design is I learn about the human itself. And so that's what we're going to be chatting about first, is the first tool of Solvolution, and that is human design. So what is human design? Human design is very similar to astrology, if you're not familiar with it. So 88 days before you're born, all the before you're born, and then you're created. And so you have this astrological chart, but it's more than that. So a guy named Rahu, that's his new name, he created this program through angelic beings. And what it is the conscious and unconscious side of who we are. And the best way he describes it is that we are a vehicle. Now, our personality is the conscious side of who we are. And this personality is actually the passenger of the car. So in human design, as the vehicle, the passenger personality, who you think you are, what you've been raised to be, is the passenger of the vehicle. But this is very difficult because your unconscious side of who you are is the actual driver. Let me see. I'm just looking at a couple comments real quick. So as the driver of the vehicle, when you want to manifest, and here's the fun part about human design is when you want to manifest, so the driver already knows that it needs to go this way. But however, do all this to achieve its manifestation. So, without following our strategy and without following our authority of our human design, we become twisted because we want to go two different ways. And this is why it's absolutely crucial to figure out what our design is. And so, as a human design guide and coach, this is what we do. So, human design is a conscious and unconscious side of who we are. And when we find out what our strategy is and what our authority is, we are then able to navigate much, much better into the flow state of who we really are. So, how do we find out our human design? Well, we can go through multiple different charts. Jovian.com is a great way of doing it. And what we do is I take the chart and I figure out so I'll use mine for example. So my authority is the sacral chakra, and that's how I actually got into a Reiki master and being a Reiki practitioner. I was already in tune with working with chakras and the energy points. And so this wonderful opportunity came to me about human design. And that's why I love human design as much as I do as a coach, because as I do human design, I'm able to see my clients' chakras and what they are defined and undefined. So in human design, there are 9 energy centers, not 7 chakra points like we do in regular Reiki. So with 9 energy centers instead, they include the head, the next part is ajna, and then we have our G center, throat chakra, G center, hearts, sacral, solar plexus, spleen, root. Now, with those 9, not all of them are defined. And what I mean by that, if you look at your body graph in human design, they're either colored in or they're not colored in. So for instance, my sacral, I'm a generator. I'm a manifesting generator. And we'll get to energy points in a second, but I just want to talk about the energy centers. So my authority in this world is through my sacral center. Now, if anybody is really listening right now, I want you to hear this. If you have a sacral defined energy center, and it is your authority, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. If you have a sacral authority, your main mission in this life is to become patient, to become a patient human being, because you are meant to wait to respond. And that is your strategy. So once again, we'll start from the very beginning. Vehicle, your unconscious side is the driver. The conscious side, your personality, is the passenger. And we respond through our authority and strategy. So when we find out our authority in human design, like mine is through this sacral center, then we're able to really strategize the best way. My strategy is to wait and to respond. If to any and every scenario. And what I mean by this is simple. So when I manifest in my life, I put the idea out there. Boom, I want $1,000. Poof. So I'm now manifesting $1,000. Now, with this being said, I just don't rush and force myself into the situation and be like, oh, this is exactly what I have to do, and this is exactly where I need to go. That'd be my personality. If I become patient and wait for the gut response, then I am able to become flow. What I mean by flow state is if I do not follow my authority and strategy, I become super frustrated because I'm trying to force myself into the equation. So, as a manifesting generator, it's difficult. On the other side, I'm a generator. I still have to follow my gut response. So, in human design, there are 5 energy types. First, and the most common of all energy types, are generators. Generators make up about 60% of the population. Okay? They are the worker bees. You would know a generator by their intense amount of energy. Okay? They A generator has to be basically told what to do. They're the type of humans. If you ever met a human where they're kind of just sitting around and waiting to be told what to do, that's a generator. Generators are usually through their sacral, and they, like I said, have an intense amount of energy. Next up are manifesting generators. Manifesting generator is a hybrid. They're unique because they take on properties of a manifester, but they also have to follow the rules of a generator. Absolutely wicked cool. They make up about 40% of the population. Next up are projectors. Projectors are very unique human beings. Still, they make up about 20% of the population. Projectors have a unique way of seeing things. They are the human beings that know how to solve a problem like 10 different ways. They see it. They're very quantum. Also, a projector, when they look into something, they give their whole soul into it. It's absolutely amazing. Usually a projector, if they've found their right purpose that is meant for them, they're usually going to be in charge. They're usually the ones that are running the show. Usually they because they know how to solve the problems, and they're in love with what they do, and they're in the right location. Next up are manifestors. Manifestors make up about 6 to 9% of the population. They are amazing. So think about this. The laws that we live in today are created by manifestors. Okay? Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. Manifestors are the old kings and queens of the past. Manifestors are extremely unique energies. And with each video, we're going to go into more and more energy types. Today, I'm just going into the synopsis of what human design really is. If you're just tuning in, this is Soulvolution. It's the product of what I do with my company. Through Soulvolution, we're able to take control of the mind and body, and so we can build and evolve the soul. Now, the last one is a reflector. Reflectors only make up 1 to 2% of the population. What's cool about reflectors are they are literally the truest form of empaths that exist. It's fascinating. If you ever, and I haven't even met a reflector, I've been doing this a while. If you actually get to meet a reflector, this human being is able to take in the energy that you have, understand who you are down to a neurological standpoint, and then give you back exactly what's wrong or what's going on with you in your life, physically, mentally, spiritually. It's fascinating. Reflectors are literally the epitome of empaths. We have, so my solar plexus, I have empathic abilities because I'm taking in the energy of people whose solar plexus is defined. With that being said, these human beings, the reflectors, all of their energy centers are empty. That means they are taking in all of the energy. That is a true empath in this world. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, there's a difference between manifesting and manifestors in human design. So the energy type manifestor is one thing, but to manifest, there's 2 different ways of manifesting in human design. You have general manifestors and you have specific manifestors. That's why, honestly, when people tell you, or you're watching these individuals who say like, I can manifest like this by using a vision board and doing this, that's not meant for everybody. It's a farce. So some people are really amazing at the vision boards. And it doesn't matter what energy type you are. It's literally in your design. So in my design, it says that I'm a general manifester. That means vision boards are a no-go because I'm being too specific. Have you ever watched those beautiful videos of individuals manifest, like, I manifested through the vision board and my affirmations, and I was able to do this and this, and you can too. All you got to do is follow these steps. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. Not for everybody. Now, if you are a specific manifester, yes, You want to use the vision boards. You want to use be specific as possible when you're manifesting. But that's not everyone. In human design, there are two types: specific and non-specific, general. So for me, I'm a general manifester. Meaning when I go to manifest, I like to use this as the example. If I want to live on the beach, I need to only think of the ocean, think of the waves, think of the way that the ocean would be. And I need to think about that. I can't think of how the house would look. I can't think of how or where the beach is specifically. I have to leave that up for the universe to fill it up for me. So if you're someone who's getting tired of trying to manifest and it just keeps failing, there's a strong possibility that you just don't know your human design yet. And there's a strong possibility that you're manifesting completely backwards. And it's really important to do this because the whole hype of everyone has to use a vision board is very, very, very tiresome. It's just, it works for a lot of people, but not everyone. So that's just a little bit about the manifesting part of human design. A manifester is not the same thing as manifesting. The manifester energy is literally the type of energy that is the king and queens. You'll know a manifester when you meet them because they're the only energy type that has a repelling aura. So what's cool about human design is it's 5 things that are involved. It is astrology, because the 88 days before you're born, the planets line up and it puts you into the spot, okay? And then the next part is the I Ching. The I Ching is inside each of our energy centers, which is then goes into the Reiki part, the energy centers, the chakra system, okay? So the I Ching has numbers, gateways inside of each energy center. So we have the astrology, we have I Ching, we now have the chakra system, we have Kabbalah, because it's an actual body graph. When we do our human design chart, it's the body graph, and it has the lines going through each one. I'm going to have this whole presentation. Today was just a synopsis and bringing into who I am. I want to meet everyone, and this is amazing that I have this opportunity to do this. I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous too. Let's be honest here. And then the last part is the quantum science behind it, because everything is quantum. It really is. All the combining of these 5 energies creates the human design chart of who you are. So now we have the 5 energy types, and we got that down. And we've discovered that manifestors are not the same thing as manifesting. Let's go into generators and manifesting generators. So the reason why I'm starting with generators and manifesting generators is because you're the largest portion of the population. There's a couple of tips and tricks that we can follow as a generator. Now, if you are a generator, this will really, really ring true for you. So once again, if you try to force yourself into doing work that you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get frustrated because you're not waiting to respond. And what's cool about a generator's aura is it's an aura that's always coming in. So what I mean by that is when you go to manifest into your life, when we wait and listen and wait to respond, our aura is bringing in what we want to know. So when we know what we want to know, the universe then feeds us to us and we get that gut response. We get that feeling in our gut that says, hey, it's time to respond to this scenario. So as a generator, usually we're living through our sacral because we have this intense amount of energy. Oh my God, it's so crazy. We have so much energy. We can work the 15 to 16 hours a day. Generators and manifesting generators are only 2 energy types that can do this. It's really amazing. Let me check some comments real quick. If anybody has any questions for me, please share. I can answer questions for you about this. What I'm actually interested in doing is I want to start picking a person every week, and I want to start doing 1 chart a week. And that'd be so cool. 1 chart a week, if you're willing to be put onto the air, onto the live video of Facebook, I would love to be able to do individual charts. One a week is what I'm thinking about. Now, I don't know Italian. I don't know other languages, so it would be helpful if we could do this in English. But we'll figure it out. It's 2021, man. We'll figure it out. So back to what I was saying about generators and manifesting generators. So generators have this intense amount of energy because our sacral center is defined. Since the sacral center is defined, we can go. We can work this 17 hours a day. That's what we're designed to do. We're literally designed to go, 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 and go. Now, a manifesting generator is able to write their own list. A manifesting generator is able to tell themselves what to do. Like a generator cannot. A generator is not able to just decide, oh, okay, cool, Suzanne. Well, then next week for the first one, we'll do your design first. Thank you for volunteering. I appreciate that. So, like I was saying about manifesting generators, is they're able to write their own list that they want to do, and they're able to then, as a generator, follow that list and get the work done and able to work. Usually, they're going to be the managers of the group. So, generators are all your worker bees. Manifesting generators are going to be your managers, your next up. Which is really cool that they're able to write their own list. Usually a lot of business owners are going to be manifesting generators just because they're able to, like I said, write their own list. Now, a cool tip, a cool trick to use if you are a generator or a manifesting generator is yes and no questions. So generators and manifesting generators don't really do well with vague questions. I always like to go with this one. So if I were to ask you, hey, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? I don't know. The answer is going to be, I don't know. And that is very true. But if you were to say, hey, do you want chicken for dinner? The answer is going to be yes. Do you want this for dinner? The answer is going to be no. They're able to say yes and no. And what's cool about that is, as a coach, I can go even further into it and talk to them about their thoughts. Hey, is this thought healthy for you? Yes or no? No. Can we think another thought? Yes or no? Yes. So it's really fascinating when we're able to take such simple things with a manifesting generator and use that tool. Other aspects of going through the sacral center is following the strategy of waiting to respond. So as a manifesting generator, if you try at any time to force your way, you're going to get super frustrated because you are not meant to force it. You are designed to wait to respond. You are designed to be patient. So the biggest struggle for a generator or a manifesting generator in this life is waiting to respond, to being patient. Especially if the personality is say the personality is an opportunist. Opportunists want to get things done quickly, and they feel like they can't wait and they have to get it done. They get these thoughts, and they believe that if they force their way through it, that it's going to work out, and it never does. Not until you wait, because your gut will tell you. You call it intuition, call it whatever you want, but it's your sacral center talking to you. And it's your gut telling you, saying, hey, listen, this is the time to respond. This is the moment to strike. That's right, Suzanne. So like, it's not just the dinner. So think about it. So you're a manifesting generator, right, Suzanne? So with being a manifesting generator, yes. Okay, so you're not going to know. You're not designed to have that answer. It's too vague because you want it all. So the thing about, here's another good thing. So here's the thing about generators and manifesting generators is that we are on this planet specifically for experience. We are here to experience it all. That's why choosing a job, it's like I can do it all. Choosing a job or choosing a fun hobby to do, it's hard to pick out a specific hobby because we want to just do it all. Especially if you're a manifesting generator. Literally, as a manifesting generator, you were designed to want to do a million things. Literally, and only accomplish one. Only accomplish one task. So you're literally, so my kids are manifesting generators. So with that being said, those little buggers right there, that's my kids right there, Thomas and Tristan, they're cutie pies, they really are. But those little guys, they make such a mess in my house. But they only accomplish one task out of whatever they're doing because that's what a manifesting generator is supposed to do. And that's why it's difficult. You know what? It's not difficult. It's damn near impossible for them to literally make a decision because they want it all. So when you say, I always like to go with the dinner one because it's the easiest one to go with. So when you say this, they're like, I have no idea because I want to eat this, I want to eat this, I want to eat this, They're the human buffet, literally. And the same thing goes with jobs. They just don't know. Hey, what kind of job do you want to do? I don't know. Okay, I'm a manifesting generator. I'm going to tell you guys, to be honest. I've worked 42 different types of jobs. Now that is a manifesting generator to the T. I've been interested in welding and bartending and serving and well drilling. It's the Navy. I've been all, it's because it's that gypsy mindset. It is, I want to do this. Ooh, I want to do this. Ooh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And never really, I'm only with the jobs for like 6 months, 8 months, something like that. Until we get true coaching. So when I really got coaching is when I found out I had a true purpose. And that's talking. I love to talk. Talk. My favorite thing to do. What's nice about that as a manifesting generator, I have the energy just to keep talking and talking and talking and talking. It's easier when I have questions to answer. I love answering questions. It's my favorite thing to do. That's why I'm meant to be a father. I love answering questions. So, as a manifesting generator and a generator, it is absolutely optimal to follow your authority. The two types of authority is, like I said before, your sacral, waiting to respond, or the other is if you have a defined solar plexus. So if you have a defined solar plexus, you are an emotional creature. You are emotion up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You are such an emotional creature. Suzanne, isn't your solar plexus defined, Suzanne? Or is it sacral? I can't remember. I think yours is pretty much, you're emotional. Let me know. Comment below, please. So with being an emotional creature, you're going to get high and low waves of emotions. That is difficult because when you're at the peak. Oh, hi Letitia, how are you doing? Yes. So as a manifesting generator, you'll definitely know it because learning to trust your gut. So I have to look at your design to tell you if your authority was either through your sacral or if it's through your solar plexus. So Suzanne, I'm almost positive that your solar plexus is defined because here's the thing. If you are an extremely emotional creature, if it's defined, once again, a defined energy center in human design is when it's colored in the body graph. My solar plexus is undefined. So my emotions come when I'm around other human beings and I'm empathically taking in their emotions. And I'm like, oh, what is? I literally have to look around and see who is not in a good mood. And then I know I'm like, oh, snap. That's not my emotion. That's yours. But that's when your solar plexus is open. You're taking in that energy. Now, if you're authority, your authority is one of the most important things to follow in your human design. If you're just catching it now, your authority is literally the most important part, strategy and authority. If your authority is through your solar plexus, you are an emotional creature. You have, like I said, so here's the thing that we want to learn about being this emotional creature is when you are at the top of your wave of your emotions, you need to stop making decisions. You got to stop. You got to stop. You have to stop with the decision making when you are at your peak of emotion because it is not going to work out. Every single time, it is not going to work out whatsoever. Reason why is because you are, in this life, you are meant to wait to respond to the emotion. So, once again, you also kind of go through your gut as well, too. Let me pull. I'm going to get this exact information for you, okay? So, as the with your sacral center, ajna centers, okay. It is in charge. Your solar plexus in human design is in charge of your motor, awareness center, and emotional waves. Okay. These emotional waves are really important because you also learn so much about your surroundings and yourself through these emotional waves. But to continue to respond because of these emotional waves is going to cause you a lot of havoc. It really is. These decisions are just going to absolutely crush you every single time. So even with the solar plexus, it's still waiting to respond. Once the emotional wave has stopped and you finally have subsided, then you're able to move forward with the decision that you want to make. Okay? It's very vital. Especially with being a generator. As generators, you have to wait to respond. It is absolutely vital. Hold on. Dun, dun. So an open center is when it is undefined. So that means your energy center is open. That means you take in those energies around you. Almost as like an empath. That's what it really boils down to, that you're very empathic. Hold on one second. I'm going to get this for you. Why am I not finding this? Energy types, how to transform, strategy. So, as a manifesting generator or generator, 60, like I said, 66. But generators are the great builders. We are the ones who do the work. We really are. We just have this energy that can keep going and going. Our drive is from, like I said, our sacral center. We initiate when we try to make things happen is what our not self theme is. And that's what it's called when we don't follow our strategy and we don't follow our authority. And our not self theme is frustration. So let's, for instance, you're trying to manifest getting a new dog, okay? And you're not waiting for the invitation. No, I'm sorry. You're not waiting to respond. So you're not listening to your guts, okay? So you just force yourself. You're like, I'm going to get this dog. This is exactly, this is what I want. I'm just going to go do it. And then it turns out that it is the wrong fit for the family and it's just not going well. So, and that's when you get frustrated because you tried forcing the situation to happen. And that's the difficult part about having that. So that's when you're going to have your satisfaction. You really will. So those are manifesting generators and generators. Like I said, but the difference between the two is manifesting generators are a hybrid. You actually have the ability to do your own thing as a manifesting generator. Like I said, you can write your own list, and that's the key. Because you are still a generator. You still have to follow instructions. So once you write your list out to do that, you can then move forward. And it's really cool. Generators aren't even able to write their own list out. They literally have to be told what to do. But once they're told what to do, I guarantee you the job will be done. So those are the first two energy types. Next up is projector. Hi, projectors. Projectors are pretty unique creatures. They have a hard life, though. So their authority is waiting for the invitation. That's their strategy. Now, they can also have a sacral. No, their sacral won't be defined. So a projector does not have the same energy that a manifesting generator or generators do. We'll just call them generators for now. A projector does not have a defined sacral center. Usually their solar plexus will be defined or their root will be defined. Now, the tough life about the projector is that they know how to solve a problem. Like magically know how to solve stuff. When they can see a problem, they see these quantum ways of solving it, like 5 or 6 different ways how to solve one problem. It is fascinating. However, their strategy is waiting for the invitation. So their design is waiting for the invitation. Our design is we're meant to repel them if they force their way into it. If a projector is like, you know what? I know how to fix this, guys. Let me show you how to do it. They didn't wait for the invitation. So when they do that, everyone else is basically designed to be like, oh, nobody asked you your opinion, dude. This is not necessary. We didn't ask for you to do this. Can you please go? It's like literally like, bleh, get away. So it's tough for a projector because they know how to solve it. They know exactly what to do. But if they don't wait for the invitation, they're rejected. And the really bummer part about that is that after so many times being rejected, they'll stop. They'll just stop trying. And they'll put themselves into a place of giving up. And that's tough because projectors know how to solve. So what's clutch is, as a projector, it is learning to wait for the invitation. Or not just waiting for the invitation, but learning to how to sneakily get someone to invite them in. So it's like reverse psychology in a sense. Call it whatever you want. But until they learn how to wait for the invitation, they're going to be really, really upset every single time. And that is one of their largest ones is being frustrated, disappointed, aggravated. And that's really hard for them to deal with over a long period of time. So that's why I like doing children's human design for free. I only do the basics though. So I like doing that because if a parent knows that they have a projector, which is only 40% of the population, they can teach their kids how to strategize, how to teach them to wait for the invitation. Another cool thing about projectors is the fact that since they don't have a sacral defined, that they don't have the energy. So technically, if you're a projector, you're really not meant to work a lot of hours in the day. You're not at all. In fact, if you work yourself too much over a long period of time, you get sick. You'll get tired, you'll get run down, and then you have to chill out. And that's just a repeating cycle every single time. You're just going to go through that same process every single time as a projector. That is super tough. That's why it's best if you can find a job to where you're only working 5 hours a day. I know it sounds silly, but as a projector, when you find your true purpose, well, that's the other difficult part about being a projector is they take on, since their sacral is undefined, anybody who's passionate about what they do really takes on what those other people are doing. So if I have a projector friend that um, is really great at one thing, but when he's around generators, he takes in that energy, especially the diets, because manifesting generators, how we eat a lot of meat. But we have to eat because we have an insane amount of energy, and we have to burn this energy. So we're meat eaters of the group. We are a lot of carbs going on there. Projectors, they're not really supposed to eat those kind of diets. Not really. They're supposed to eat a lot less. So they take on a lot of other people's energies because of the sacral being undefined. They think they have a lot of energy to burn, and they do not. And once they get to a point of believing that they have this insane energy, it's too late. And it's too late, and they're exhausted. They've unworked themselves to a point to where they have to take a week off from their job. Being a projector is slightly difficult because, once again, the largest part of the population are generators. And a generator just won't understand that their child is a projector. So they want them to work. And like I said, a projector will take in the manifesting or the generator's energy. And they'll believe that that energy is theirs. So once again, if you're a projector and you're just not sure, these are your telltale signs that throughout the day you get tired quickly. Eating specific foods, if you eat a lot of meats, high fats, or a lot of carbs, you're probably gaining a lot of weight because that's not your diet. And you can just tell. You really can, because you don't have that sacral energy being burned. Your solar plexus is more likely defined, and you're an emotional roller coaster as a human being. That's another telltale sign. As a projector, you can tell if you are a projector if when you do a project, it's almost like you take your soul and you put it all into the project. Nothing else exists except this specific project. And another telltale sign, if a specific example of a projector would be someone who is, I have to look up someone who's famous that's a projector. But a specific example is if you try to give any kind of information to be helpful to a group without being asked, these human beings shut you down. Like, nope, no, you're not right. No. I don't like that you shared that with me. If you don't wait for the invitation, but you know for a fact how to solve the problem. You don't even know how you know. You just know that you can solve the problem. That's one of the best ways to be specific about a projector. Projectors, like I said, if you don't wait for the invitation, everyone else is designed to say no. Nope. I'm going to repel you. So as a projector, usually projectors are in charge of everybody else, especially if you're living your soul purpose. If you're definitely in your purpose place, then you really know. But what I'll do is I'll definitely look up specific human beings. I can do that right now. Specific examples of a projector. I never looked up people who are projectors. Famous projectors. Human design. Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, Pablo Picasso. As a projector, like I was saying before, you're extremely focused on what you're doing. You have a probing aura and engage into a people who are complex, deep, energetic level. You don't have a lot of energy, but you just have a innate knowing of how to fix things. When you do, Mick Jagger is a projector. Barack Obama is a projector. That's pretty cool. So with those being said, those human beings, when they do something, they put their entire aura into the project. Nothing else exists. My dad's a projector, so it's a really good example. My dad And this is a projector who doesn't listen to his design, who works so much that he gets sick often. Not in a negative way, just constantly getting colds. If you're a projector that you're working 10 hours a day, you're going to be knocked flat on your feet all the time. It's tough. It's tough because you're taking in all this manifesting generator's energy, and you believe it's yours. So those are a couple examples of projectors, or those human beings. So next up, so I'm going to be going more into more detail about each energy type, because what I want to do about each energy type is I want to combine more into it. I'll explain more. Today is just a rough draft. I'm nervous about this. Thank you, everybody, for working along with me. Next up is manifestors. Like I said, manifestors are the ancient king and queens. Okay? Manifestors are the only auras that are repelling. So everyone else's auras are always coming in, bringing in the energy. Okay? With that being said, a manifestor, you'll know a manifestor by you feel intimidated by the manifestor, because their energy is pushing away, pushing you out. It's tough being a manifestor because you don't ask for anything. You don't know how to, because you have this innate knowing that you just want to discover without asking for any permission whatsoever. Let me look up manifestors. Manifestors. Famous manifestors. Human design. So Mother Teresa was a manifestor. There's a great example. She just type of human being that just powered into it. She didn't ask for anyone's permission. That's the thing about manifestor, is they don't ask for permission. So usually a manifestor has a defined heart chakra. In human design, the heart chakra is the ego center. The manifestors usually have a large ego. We live in today's world the laws that were created by manifestors. Lewis and Clark, manifestors. Manifestor breed is only 6 to 9% of the population, because it is being dulled out. We don't need the manifestors anymore. Not the same as before. And that's why a manifestor really feels out of place in this world, because generally they are raised by generators. And a generator has no idea how to handle a manifestor. Because generators live by rules. Manifestors? No. So a great way to describe a manifestor is, as a child, you saw something outside you wanted to do. You didn't ask your parents. Didn't even think of it to dawn on you to ask your parents. You just went outside. And then when you're outside, you saw something else. So you decide to go after that. And then after you're doing that, then you continue to go, and then now you're down the street without asking any permission. That's just the innate ability of a manifestor, because it doesn't know that it's supposed to ask for permission. So that's the funny part about being a manifestor, is your strategy is to inform. So here's the thing. The rest of the population is meant to build up manifestors. Literally. However, if the manifestor is not taught to inform, then he or she will become so angry. And that is the not self theme of a manifestor. Oh my God, you get so angry. It's insane. So angry. So when a manifestor is not able to manifest what it wants because they did not inform everyone what they're doing, and they get mad. I mean, super mad. You can tell if you're a manifestor if you're angry because what you want to succeed at isn't working. However, if you can learn to do the opposite of what you believe is right, you believe that you're supposed to keep it to yourself. You're meant to inform. You're meant to tell everyone around you what you're supposed to do. You're meant to share everything. You are meant to, like I said, if you inform, and it's hard because manifestors are such a rare breed, they're raised by generators. And generators are not meant to inform. We're meant to wait. A manifestor is not meant to wait. It is meant to say exactly what they want to say. They are meant to do. They are the doers of the group. They are meant to forge new paths. Manifestors are such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy type. But once again, they have a repelling energy. People are usually intimidated by them. They're usually raised to be super, super, super worker bees, and they're not meant to. So their sacral center is not defined either. Only generators are, and manifesting generators. So now they are not meant to work long hours a day either. They don't have the energy. They do not have that defined sacral center. Without that defined sacral center, they will work themselves and work themselves and work themselves. And then one day they have to save up because they just can't do it anymore. And they have to take a couple weeks off to do it. They distance themselves from people, and that's the complete opposite of what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be around groups of people. They're supposed to share what they have to do. It's absolutely beautiful. So next up are reflectors. I haven't done a reflectors design yet. They're so rare. They're only 1 to 2% of the population. But let's look up a famous reflector. Sandra Bullock is a reflector. So a reflector is, like I've said before, in human design, we have these energy points in our body. And that's where the chakra system comes into human design. And like I said before, there's 5 things that make up human design. It is the astrology, chakra system, the I Ching, which is the channels in the chakras, the Kabbalah, which is the body graph. I'm going to have this up next time. I'm going to have a screenshot of actual body graph. And then quantum science. Now, with reflectors, with all the 9 energy centers in human design, all 9 of these centers are empty. That means that when you meet a reflector, they are a true empath, and they take in all the energy around you, and then they can come back to you and reflect back to you what's going on with you. They're able to reflect back to you what the issues are down to a neurological level. It's absolutely fascinating. Let's see who else is Indian saints. So saints are reflectors without a date. Without a date. Rosalind Carter is a reflector as well too. They're very rare, 1 to 2% of the population. And the thing about reflectors are one of the difficult parts about theirs is they're not self-theme is disappointment. Because as a reflector, since they're able to take in all the energy around them, they are able to see the capacity of what all humanity can be. But they're always disappointed for the most part, unless they actually get into a good group. So that's the thing as a reflector, is finding a group of people who they best fit with. Is finding a group of people who are healthy. That way that a reflector can reflect back to them what's going on. Another thing about reflectors is waiting up to 28 days, waiting a moon cycle. So they are lunar creatures. They are, it's crazy. They live by the moon cycle. Now, they don't actually have to wait for the next full moon and new moon. It's basically 28 days from, if they want to do something really big in their life, waiting that 28 days till, if they're patient, which they have to be patient, to 28 days to make that decision. It's absolutely fascinating. If there's a reflector, if you feel like this might be you, oh my God, please get in touch with me, because I would be so stoked to do your human design chart. I would be really, really beside myself to do a reflector design chart. It'd be a good time. So those are the 5 energy types. Now, I'm going to Today, like I said, was more of an introduction. My name is Donald Groves, owner of 86 Worries, and I'm a personal awakening coach. Human design is a tool that I use to best work with my clients, family, and friends. Because when I can use your human design chart, I'm able to really, really, really see the best way to work with the person. I'm able to see which chakra centers are open, defined, and I can see through the I Ching with all the gateways in each chakra center. We'll go into that and what to work with. As an awakening coach, now more than ever, we have such a large amount of population awakening to the fact that they've been living a programmed life. That's a tough thing to come into grips with. When I first went through my awakening many years ago, I felt lost. There wasn't a lot of coaches at this time working on. We had gurus, Ram Dass, stuff like that, Wayne Dyer, these gurus, but I felt like I was losing my mind. I went through first my mind awakening, and then I went through a Kundalini awakening, and I thought I was going crazy because the programming I was deconstructing from generational wounds. And with 86 Worries, I came to realize that there's more than the suffering. So taking control of our thoughts, because our thoughts, 90% of them aren't real. So it means once we take control of our thoughts, we can then take control of the emotional body. And when we take control of the emotional body, we can start building that connection and evolving the soul, building the soul and growing the connection to the soul, connecting to the divine and awaken to our authentic self. And that's what's happening. A lot of human beings don't even realize it, that they're being awoken into this new paradigm of a 5D level. But they're still holding on to all these attachments and they're not sure how to let go. So I use human design as a tool, along with NLP, meditation, Reiki. I use all these holistic tools to ease the process of the awakening. And so Soulvolution was born. Soulvolution is the combination of all these beautiful tools, holistically speaking, brought into to build and evolve the soul to connect to our future self, our higher self, the divine self. I really, really, really have faith that individuals who watch today enjoyed the human design, because we're going to continue talking more and more about human design, but not just about human design itself, but how we're able to connect the human design to a coaching aspect of growth, of awakening, of authenticity, of who we are as a human being. Life itself is not balanced. Life itself is chaotically organized. But if we balance ourselves, we are able, and we know more about ourselves, we are able to deal with the organized chaos with peace, understanding, and balance. I look forward to building this Soulvolution more and more with you. If you have any comments, please keep my email is coach@86worries.com. My website is 86worries.com. Check me out on Instagram, 86worries. Everything is 86 worries, baby. And I'll further describe what 86 worries mean. For me, I've been in restaurants for over 25 years. And to 86 something is to get rid of it. So 86 worries, baby. If you have any questions about human design, next week I'm going to be using Suzanne Lopez. I'll be using your human design chart, and we're going to be describing about what the design chart really is and how to use that, and describing the different lines, the body graph. You're going to be our first test subject, Suzanne. It's going to be a good time. But I'm also going to describe how me as a coach working with the design and putting into play. I really look forward to hearing more and more. I'm going to read through the comments and see what's going on here. And I'm going to respond back to everybody that's in the comments. And I look forward to building a beautiful, beautiful family. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And I look forward. Next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, your time, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock LA. I'm sorry, I'm a little ignorant to the other time zones. My bad. But I love you very much. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste.